And welcome to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Tonight, Video Productions presents high school basketball. It's the Capital Cougars from the capital city in Charleston, 5-13, taking on the Beckley Woodrow Wilson Flying Eagles. They are 11-9. Hello again, everybody. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. Andrew Boland producing and directing tonight. Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, it's hard to believe as many basketball games as you and I have done together this season. We're down to the final game of the regular season. Next week, it's the second season, the postseason, and both of these teams want to go into the postseason on a winning note. And one thing about it, Beckley, I thought last night in their win, that 72-67 thrilling win over Parkersburg South, in my opinion, Eric, I thought that was the best win Beckley's had in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and I think the way they played really solidified some things in my mind, because the previous game against George Washington, I had a few doubts about where the direction of the team was going, and they really erased that last night with a signature win.
And the one thing you mentioned last night in the postgame show is after a big win, they've got to be able to get it back up again tonight and not come out flat, because this Capital team, even though they're only 5-13, they did play Beckley tough. Beckley only beat them 63-61 at Capital back in January.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And anytime you get Capital, a team that's coached really well coached, you know, they're athletic, they're going to come in here and give Beckley their best punch.
The one thing about Capital, and Coach, I always enjoy sitting down with their head coach, you know, Matt Green, the son of George Washington coach Rick Green, and, you know, he was straight up, and he was telling me, look, he said, here's the deal. He said it's been really difficult, you know, that they had issue with their gym where it got flooded out. He said that they've had to practice at 6 different locations. They even had to go a week in November without practice at all. And he said, I'm not making excuses. It's just what happened, and that's true. And then one of the questions I said is he was giving me the lineup. They have 4 players of their 5 in double figures, Eric, and the 5th starter has got 9 on the cusp of double figures. So my question to Coach Green was, you got 4 guys in double figures and a 5th guy right there. How come you've only won 5 games? And he said, well, you've seen our schedule, and they haven't ducked anybody. And he's right. They played anybody and everybody, and their 4 wins, twice against Riverside, once against Greenbrier East, and they did knock off South Charleston. Now, South Charleston came back and beat them in a later game, but they did get a big win, and that's who they opened up their postseason with. But even though he said they're 5-13, and you are what your record says you are, he said he feels good where his team is coming down at the end of the season and ready for tonight's game and then headed into postseason next week.
Yeah, and you and I always talk about it. That's the beautiful thing about basketball is, you know, it's not like the football season where every win really counts because you're trying to get a top seed, maybe a home game in football. But in basketball, if you can get the ship righted and rolling right when the second season starts, and that's all that matters. You erased it. This record come next Tuesday. Everybody will be 0-0.
And you know, Eric, the one thing that I think will help both Beckley and Capital, because you know Beckley has played almost anybody and everybody. When you look at all the teams Beckley has played, you know they played Shady twice, they played Bluefield twice, they played Morgantown, played University, played Huntington, played Bridgeport, played Musselman. I mean, they're playing Capital. They played South Charleston, played GW twice. They played everybody, and Capital has played everybody.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things. The Capital program and the Beckley program has a lot of history, rich in history. So nobody's going to feel sorry for Capital or Beckley. And if, you know, Beckley and Capital both have the ingredients to make it to the state tournament.
The one thing about it, Capital, is we watch them warming up and talking to Coach Green. They don't have a lot of size, but what they don't have in size, they really make up in quickness as both teams continue going through the warm-up. We're going to take our first break. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for Beckley and Capital at the bottom of the hour. Coming up next here on Video Productions.
Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Hey, grab me one too.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. You can apply for a job with Infinity Coal Company. You can go online at the Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia, West Virginia. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They have futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night from 10 o'clock to midnight. You can reserve your lane by calling Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, I've got to ask you this. Do you think there is any advantage for either one of these teams, the fact that Beckley played a tough game last night and Capital didn't play last night? Is that maybe advantage Beckley, or is that advantage Capital because they didn't play? Maybe they got more fresh legs, or advantage to nobody?
I just think this late in the season, I don't think it's advantage to anyone, but I do think this. I think Beckley even looks like in warm-ups they have a little more pep in their step, coming in after a big win last night. And I said, like we said in the broadcast last night, it only takes one good victory to spring you forward, and I think that was a shot in the arm last night for Beckley.
And the one thing you said in the postgame, and I agree, you have to be careful, and I'm sure Coach Kidd and the staff, to make sure that the shoot-around today, that Beckley wasn't flat in the shoot-around. And I think that win over Parkersburg South really has given them the confidence, and I think Beckley's going to come out and play really good tonight.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they didn't to double up and double down on how they played last night, because come Tuesday, it's going to be go time. It's win or go home. So I think these guys are really trying to peak at the right time.
Now, when I say I think Beckley's going to play good enough, will it be good enough to win the game? That I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because I think Capital's going to come out and I think they feel a very confident team despite their record. And like I said, the first game back in January was a 2-point loss for Capital to Beckley, 63-61. And Coach Green, I'm sure Capital to a man felt that they could have and maybe should have won that game. I don't know about should have because I didn't see the game. But anytime you lose by 2, you got to think if you make a play here or there, you can win the game.
And that could be the story of Capital's season right now once you think about it, Maris. They've 5 wins, but if you probably went down a list of losses, the ball just didn't bounce their way a couple times here or there. And it only this could be their signature win coming in here and picking up a big victory tonight on senior night against Beckley.
Well, when I was doing the preparation, the homework for tonight's broadcast, Eric, I can tell you this, that out of Capital's 13 losses, 7 of them were by 5 points or less.
I mean, that's the season in a nutshell right there. And they're not just losing to anybody. Like you said, they don't dodge anyone. And it's been tough state tournament caliber teams that they've played and lost to.
The one thing tonight, you're talking about senior night for Beckley, they've only got a couple. That is King and Redfern. And, of course, Elijah Redfern, what a great game he had last night. He had 30 points. He was, 14 of 14 at the line, and he comes in averaging 20 points a game. And he's really been their leader. And Beckley missed him that time when he was out as he missed a little more than maybe right at a month of the season. But I think they've kind of grew with other guys when he wasn't on the floor. And now when he's back, I think he's become a better player in the sense of not just looking for a shot, because he can take, and he has, and we've seen this, taking defenders off the dribble, get right to the basket, but I think he's looking to pass the ball more.
Yeah, he does a lot. He knew in last night's game, I think he took over when he needed to take over, but I think this has been the most confident in all 4 years that he's been here in his supporting cast. And that's not knocking any. I can't go back 3 or 4 years. I don't remember all the supporting cast, but I really feel that he knows he has in Zion Hawthorne, in Kobe Dillon, and all those, in Preston Clary, and all the young men, that he has guys that can knock down shots. There's a couple key plays that he made that Kobe made a three on, and it was a penetration and knowing where Kobe was going to be for a shot, and that shows you that he has a lot of faith in the shooters.
I thought one of the biggest shots last night was Kobe Dillon's three right ahead of the halftime buzzer to cut the lead from 7 to 4. And I thought that gave Beckley a big lift going into the locker room. Both teams still going through the warm-ups. We'll take our second pregame break. We're getting you ready for 5-13 Capital against 11-9 Beckley. It'll tip at the bottom of the hour, coming up on Video Productions.
2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality windows, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Window World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports in the great state of West Virginia. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can call your Amana dealer, Indoor Air, at 304-890-2212. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Well, Eric, we're about a little more than 10 minutes away of getting the game started tonight between Beckley and Capital. What do you expect to see from both of these teams tonight?
Well, I think you'll see Capital, as you said, they're not as big, but I think you'll see tempo with them. I think they're going to want to get out and run, and that will be right up Beckley's alley, because Beckley last night, they really looked good getting pressed by Parkersburg South, which is a good pressing team, and they handled that really well. And I just really think that we'll see an up-and-down contest tonight.
Yeah, as we mentioned in an earlier segment, Capital, 4 of their starting 5 average in double figures, and their 5th player is at 9, right on the cusp of being in double figures. And, of course, for Beckley, they're led by Elijah Redfern's 20 a game. And then another guy we haven't talked about yet, but we need to, is Zion Hawthorne, and I thought he really picked up the game, and he might have been the single difference for Beckley winning that game in the second half, because he didn't have a really good first half, but, boy, he really got it on track in the second half.
Well, his first half wasn't defined by offense. He played good defense,
right.
But we knew he needed to pick that offensive game up, and I think you're exactly right. I think he was the difference in that third quarter, getting Beckley back in the game, because his mid-range shot and getting to the rim was really effective.
And, Eric, I think as good as he was in the second half offensively, I thought what changed the game was when the game was tied last night and he got that steal at half court and went in for a layup that gave Beckley the lead, and it seemed like that kind of gave him the lift that they needed.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and he did it on the defensive end, and he made a good decision by driving it to the basket and not dishing it off, and I think that was the turning point of the contest.
The crowd continuing to file in. It's senior night here at the Raleigh County Convention Center, as this is the final regular season game for both of these teams. Beckley will play their postseason game next Tuesday. Eric and I will have it here on Video Productions. By the way, they'll take on Oak Hill, and that is a 7:30 tip. So in the sections are set. It's Beckley and Oak Hill Tuesday, Greenbrier, East, and Princeton Tuesday. On the other side of the bracket, it will be these Capital Cougars. They will go to South Charleston, and Riverside will go to George Washington. So the games coming up next week, the first games are all elimination games, and that's why your best players got to be your best players, and you got to take it to another level.
Yeah, and for those seniors, those games mean a lot more. You may come out tight a little bit, but it could be your last dance and last hurrah. So it's way more meaningful for those seniors.
All right, we're about 5 minutes away from tipping the game off between Beckley and Capital. We'll take our final pregame break and come back and get you ready for the opening tip. Beckley and Capital coming up next here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it. We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, AB Andrew Boland producing and directing tonight. And we have Jackie Moon on camera. And, you know, Eric, before we dive more into Beckley and Capital, in some parts of the state of West Virginia, tournament time is tonight, and Bluefield is playing host to Summers County. Wyoming East is playing host to Westside. Those are boys matchups. For the loser, their season's over. They don't even get to make it to March Madness.
Yeah, that is a tough matchup for Wyoming East and Westside. And I think Wyoming East is hosting that game. They split in the regular season, so that will come down to the wire.
And, you know, that's one of the things, though, Eric, you know, that always when you talk about Wyoming County basketball, it was always played in this building, and that was one of the biggest moments of the year whenever you had the Wyoming County teams. But since the consolidation and as of late, which I think is a good idea, you're rewarded by having a better record and rewarded by playing a good schedule. You're able to host. So that game is played tonight down in New Richmond at Wyoming East.
And I think that makes the season more meaningful for the teams. And I totally agree with, you know, that rule change. And no matter – they could have played the Wyoming East and Westside game in the middle of Antarctica. And
it wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered. They were going to go at it.
And the one thing, too, and we talk about this, and this applies to Beckley, when Beckley's postseason run will start Tuesday against Oak Hill, you need 3 games in order to make it to Charleston. As long as Beckley is in it, their games will be played here at the Raleigh County Convention Center. And if you're Coach Ron Kidd, you don't rely on the home court, but obviously you'd rather be at home than travel.
Yeah, definitely in the friendly confines of your building. And you know what's been showing up a lot better crowds have been coming out, and that really gives the kids a lift.
Yeah, that's kind of what you call playoff fever. There's the warning buzzer, and I want to let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's, the only number you need is 304-253-HELP. If you need a plumber, Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Heather Cantley is my financial advisor. She can be yours at 304-254-9995. So I think what we're going to do, Eric, and I haven't been told, I'm not sure if we're going to have the ceremony first. I think they're going to honor the seniors, then the national anthem, and then the starting lineup. So no one has said anything to me or to us is in the order of what they're going to do. So we're kind of doing this on the fly as far as that is concerned.
Yeah, so, big night. And have a few live. We're going to honor, I guess, the lassies, the cheerleaders.
And the basketball
team.
So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take another break, and we'll come back. And like I said, we'll come back, and we'll get you ready for Beckley and Capital up next here on Video Productions.
2 decades, we have brightened your homes and lives with our quality window, siding, and doors.
You've watched us grow.
And a lot has changed in 20 years.
But Window World's commitment to our customers and community continues and has never changed.
Our quality products have never changed. We're still America's #1 leader in exterior home remodeling, and that makes us proud.
Window World of Beckley would like to thank you, our customer and friends.
Without you, we wouldn't be us.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. AB is producing and directing. Andrew Boland, Jackie Moon on camera. And Capital comes into the ballgame, Eric. They're 5-13 under their head coach, Matt Green. Now, they've won their last 2 games. After they lost 7 in a row, Capital's won their last 2 over Riverside and Greenbrier East as they enter this game at 5-13. And the way they will start tonight will be the David Robinson. And no, that's not the Admiral. Because one thing, I don't see any 7-footers out there for
no height.
Yeah, they have no size, so that's not the Admiral. David Robinson, who had a great career at the Naval Academy and then in the NBA with the Spurs. Keon Likens, Grant Barclay, Elijah Bennett, and Tayshawn Hines is the starting 5 for Capital. Bennett's the team's leading scorer at 16 a game, Likens at 13 a game, Hines at 12, Robinson at 11, and Barclay at 9. And Beckley, like I said, they're seniors for Lassie. And, you know, Eric, we saw this at Shady. It's kind of odd that you've only got 1 senior Lassie, 1 senior cheerleader, and only 2 senior basketball players for Beckley.
Yeah, a lot of youth coming through the ranks right now. And you're introducing Elijah Redfern, one of 2 seniors for the basketball team.
Yeah. Nazir King, the other senior, they've been introduced. And, of course, we'll see if King will be in the starting lineup, maybe because he's a senior. He didn't start last night. We thought he was, but Preston Clary got the starting nod last night. So and we know 4 of Beckley's starting 5. We know Elijah Redfern will be a starter along with Jalen Walton, Kobe Dillon, and Zion Hawthorne. We're not sure who the 5th starter will be. Will it be King or will it be Clary? We'll just have to wait and see.
You know, as you gave the totals for Capital scoring, Beckley has 3 and 1 knocking, 3
right.
double figures and 1 knocking on double figures.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We've got the national anthem. We'll be right back here from the Raleigh County Convention Center here on Video Productions.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it? We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. We're moments away from getting the game started. We'll now have the player introductions once again for Capital. They're 5-13 under head coach Matt Green. They will go with David Robinson. He averages 11 a game. Keon Likens at 13 a game. Grant Barclay at 9 a game. Elijah Bennett at 16 a game. And Tayshawn Hines at 12 a game. Capital wearing the Navy uniforms trimmed in black and white. The Capital Cougars, 5-13 from the capital city in Charleston. And Eric, as you mentioned, what a great tradition over the years that Beckley and Charleston, the battles they used to have on the gridiron and on the hardwood, going way back to the 60s.
Yeah, they've always battled, these games, back in the day, is either one was going to be playing for the state championship in something, the way they battled.
And actually, when I said the 60s, I probably got to go back even further than that, back to the 50s. Elijah Redfern being introduced. He comes in averaging 20 a game for the Flying Eagles. And as I thought, Nazir King back in the starting lineup. Could be because he's a senior, Eric, as King will get the starting nod. And then it'll be Kobe Dillon at 15 a game, Zion Hawthorne at 14 a game, and Jalen Walton will round out the starting 5. So we're just moments away from getting the game started, NBA style tonight, as we get ready to tip the game off on this senior night, Beckley and Capital. Final game of the regular season. Like I said, Eric, as many games as you and I have done, going back to the very first game we did November 28th, the very first game of the regular season was a girls' game you and I did, Beckley and Princeton, to this final game of the regular season, and then, we'll be into postseason next week.
Boy, time flies. It just seems like yesterday when we threw the ball up in there for the girls. And now we're winding down the regular season here tonight.
Time flies when you're having fun, and it's hard to believe a week from Tuesday we'll start the girls' state high school tournament in Charleston, and then 2 weeks from Tuesday, the boys' high school state tournament. Both of these teams hope they can be there. 2 teams to a region can be there, and it is possible that after tonight these 2 teams could play again in perhaps a co-regional.
Yeah, definitely a possibility for another meet.
So we're ready to go. We got a veteran crew. And we are ready to play basketball, as it'll be Walton in the center circle. And Walton's going to jump against Bennett for Capital. And Beckley clearly with a height advantage, and this could be a game where Beckley can really pound it in with their bigs. Ball in the air, and Capital will control the tip. So we're underway as Capital will have first crack at it. Beckley in a man-to-man. Bennett has the ball stripped. Nice play by Kobe Dillon.
And that's one stat that we got earlier. Kobe Dillon leads Beckley with 2 steals a game.
There's King inside with the easy bucket. And like I said, Eric, on top, I think with the big size advantage, Capital's going to have a lot of trouble handling the Beckley bigs.
And Beckley comes out with some pressure.
And another thing to speed Capital up, even though Capital will get a layup out of that. Nice play by Bennett. Catch, shoot, and score over his back. That was a very nice shot by Bennett.
Capital with this man-to-man.
Redfern shaking and baking. Hawthorne into the lane, a little floater, doesn't go. King with an offensive rebound. And he goes up and scores. Already Nazir King, Eric, looks like a total different player in the first 2 possessions tonight than he did all of last night.
Yeah, and that's for sure. That dribbled out of bounds. Little turnover. And you're right. What a difference 24 hours makes, because he looks like a totally different kid. And they're going to need him down the stretch here to make a run if they want to make a run to the state tournament.
Yeah, and since he's been getting more minutes, he has really helped them out. And like I said, last night wasn't one of his better games, as Redfern gets all the way to the rim and lays it up and in. And Capital wants a quick timeout, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here, and we will let you know that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Leisure Lanes has futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night from 10 o'clock to midnight. You can reserve your lane by dialing up Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. But, Eric, I think that's a good timeout right off the bat.
Yeah, we're going to see this replay on the drive, and this is what caused the timeout.
Green, yes.
Yeah, that's just a straight driving lane right there. And I think Coach Green was smart in calling that timeout, because that's just too easy.
Well, that's right. You can't allow, not especially a player of Elijah Redfern, but any player to get to the rim that easy.
It was uncontested straight drive to the rim.
I think if they let me get to the rim, I could have made that one.
Yeah, next
maybe.
week. You would have made it.
I would have made it.
It took you a while to get there.
Well, I'd have shot it off. Well, I'd have started my dribble on Friday and got there by Monday.
That's right. But
as while we're talking, Capital turns it over. So right now, Beckley off to a good start, and doesn't look from their big win last night at all, Eric, that there's any stale or Beckley not flat at all. King inside, nice head fake, reverse up and in. What a beautiful play by King.
What a pass by Redfern. Elijah Redfern with the dime to King, and King has 6 points early here.
6 of the 8. They're really making it tough on Capital to get the ball up the floor. Redfern reached in twice. Very fortunate he didn't get called for a foul.
Yeah, that was a mugging twice right there. And they
tough
just let
shot
it go.
by Hines in the lane.
Here's Walton. Numbers.
Yep. Walton, the smart thing.
But smart play right there by Walton, knowing his role.
Redfern will dial it up for 3. It's short. Ball is tipped, and it'll go right into the hands of Bennett for Capital. Bennett on the drive. Nice take. But he comes up short, and here's Redfern with it. Redfern spot up, 16-footer straight away, good.
Well, the 2 seniors have all 10 points.
Yes.
For Beckley.
6 for King, 4 for Redfern. Beckley on an 8-0 run right now, and they're really making it tough for Capital to get the ball up the floor. There's a three in and out, no good. That three put up by Barclay, and there's a foul on the rebound, and it'll go on Capital.
We'll see this nice little pull-up right here. This was a good decision. Just pulled up, knocks it down. Redfern coming out hot. Nazir King coming out hot.
Yeah.
And Capital right now on the verge of going down double digits.
Yeah, that's Elijah Redfern's patented shot, and then you got to respect that as there's a three by Kobe Dillon right down the chute from the corner. And it's an 11-0 run right now for Beckley. And I think this press speeding Capital up as there's a nice play by Kobe Dillon.
What a good transition defense. I know we don't show instant replays on defense, but he came from half court, great anticipation to strip that basketball.
And the thing about it, Eric, I think Capital.
Look where Kobe Dillon was here. That's just good hustle.
I think Capital may want to play fast, but I don't think they want to play as fast as Beckley is forcing them to play.
Yeah, and that getting to that press after making shots makes everything better, though.
Yeah, when the ball goes through the basket, everything
Good
works a lot better. There's a drive down the lane for Capital, little scoop shot. It doesn't go. That shot was put up by Robinson, and now he's able to get his own rebound, put it back up and draw the foul. David Robinson, and he looked like the Admiral on that play.
You can see why. Is he their leading scorer?
He is their third leading scorer.
Wow, but that was a nice, strong take to the basket. And Zion Hawthorne, a good defensive player, but picks up the foul right there. And Robinson here with a chance for the bucket plus the harm right here.
Yeah, plus the free throw. The thing that I like about Robinson, after he missed the first one, he stuck right with it and able to, like you said, get the rebound and get the hoop and the harm, the free throw. He can't polish off a three-point play, but that does stop the 11-0 Beckley run.
Looks like they're going to go to a half-court press, and that's a turnover.
Yep, and Capital turns Beckley over, and then we got a foul, reach-in foul on Kobe Dillon.
Yeah, going to be a foul on Dillon, on Kobe Dillon on the reach. But that was about to be a walk. He was bailed out. It was going to be a travel, and I think the foul induced the walk?
Yeah, and I thought a couple other times where Redfern had reached in that they didn't call a foul, that they could have, and I thought that was clearly a foul.
Oh, it was clearly a foul. That was definitely a foul.
So here's Capital with it. And that's Hines yo-yoing it up and down. Gets into the lane, gets to the basket, lays it up too strong. King comes out of there with the rebound. Beckley on the move. Redfern finds Kobe Dillon. Three ball. Back iron. Long rebound. Capital has it.
Numbers.
Got numbers. Beautiful pass. And the finish is too strong, but there's Hines with the putback.
Well, that was a good-looking dish by Tayshawn Hines. And to stick with it and get the rebound. He says, if you're going to mess my assist up, I'm going to get me the bucket and the rebound.
Yes. So he got a rebound to his credit and the basket. Hawthorne with a nice pass to Walton will draw the foul.
And Walton will get to the free throw line. And good recognition right there by Hawthorne as he gets the pass to Walton on the baseline, because Hawthorne actually could have shot the little floater right there. And that's going to be the second foul on Likens.
And Preston Clary will check in after Walton's first free throw. Walton from the line, ready. Free throw's good. And now, as I mentioned, Clary will check into the game as King had an outstanding first part of this first quarter. King looks like he's limping a little bit there as he comes to the bench.
I think he did something to his ankle on when he fell defending.
Both free throws are made by Walton as now Drew Fitzwater into the Beckley scheme of things.
Hey, so let me give you a stat dating back to last night. That's 22 straight free throws for Beckley from the line.
Yeah, they made 20 of 20 last night, and that's what you got to continue on into the postseason. This is the final game of the regular season. Postseason starts Tuesday. Nice drive into the lane. That's a nice take that time, and beautiful play by Bennett.
And that's his second bucket, Maris, to lead Capital. He has 4 of the 8.
Kobe Dillon for three. Good! A splashdown right down the chute. This Beckley defense making it tough for Capital. Throw it away. Yep.
Good trap. And we're gonna catch this replay off the assist right here by Redfern. Just good recognition, and I've used that word twice. I mean, just finding the open player, and that's a good-looking shot.
And that's one thing as a point guard. Got to know where your shooters are. And you would think that not only does the point guard Redfern know where Kobe Dillon is, but you would think the defense would know where Kobe Dillon is.
Yeah, and then Redfern comes in, as you stated, averaging 19 a game, but he also is averaging 6 assists a game, and that's his 4th of this quarter.
Yeah, Preston Clary able to catch in the low post and able to score. And like I said, this pressure is really giving Capitals. There's a foul on Hawthorne.
And that'll be his
second. And he may come out of the game with 2 personal fouls. We'll see. And I think it looks like they're going to leave him in with 2 fouls. And I think they're telling him, look, you have 2 fouls, so you got to play smart that you don't get your 3rd foul here in the first quarter. But no question that the pressure, Eric, that Beckley has applied is really making it tough for Capital to really get in sync and get up in their offense.
And they're contesting all passes. Beckley, they really look like they're carrying it over from the 3rd and 4th quarter from last night.
There's a new player into the ball game for Capital now, and that's Cam Harris. And Capital turns it over. You know, we still got 2 minutes left in the quarter, Eric, and Beckley at 20.
Yeah.
So, you know, last night was only the second time Beckley scored 70 or more, and they're on pace definitely to get 70 or more here tonight. Redfern on the drive. He slips, finds Clary for 3. It looks good and is.
That's another assist. And Clary's shooting the ball with confidence. Good-looking jumper right there.
It's an 8-0 Beckley run. Biggest lead of the game right here.
I'm telling you, Capital has some good-looking young players.
They do.
A lot of quickness, good ball handlers. It's just.
Here's Hines with it. Harris now, who has the ball. He, like I said, he checked in on the last dead ball. Into the lane, we got an offensive foul, as they'll call that on David Robinson, as Drew Fitzwater does a good job to take that foul.
Yeah, and Drew did a great job of standing there and taking it to the chest right there. And, got to reward defense. Maybe get Drew involved in some offense, playing that good defense right here.
Yeah, Fitzwater able to take that charge. Of course, like I said, Beckley has a huge height advantage, and Fitzwater will have a big height advantage no matter who's guards him on the floor for Capital. Redfern attacks the basket, offensive foul. Yep. You can see that happening. Yep. That's the kind of play, Eric, you think that he might want to pull up and shoot it, or perhaps dump the ball down to Drew.
Yeah, right there when the defense came, he dumped it to Drew. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions, but wish he had one back right there, or just pull it up.
Pull it up or find Fitzwater in the post. So here's Capital with it after Redfern picks up his first personal foul, the final minute of quarter number 1. Here's Harris with it in the corner for Capital.
Capital, I mean, this good half-court defense right now as Clary gets a piece of that initial pass.
There's a drive. They find Barclay in the corner. Barclay will drive the baseline. Nice pass inside and beautiful finish that time by Bennett.
Bennett, 6 points in the quarter.
And that'll stop an 8-0 Beckley run. Last shot time for Beckley here in the opening quarter.
Trying to get a high ball screen is Elijah.
Redfern will find Clary. They find Kobe Dillon. Dillon for 3. In and out, no good. Fitzwater with the rebound. It won't go, and that's the end of the quarter. At the end of 1, Beckley with a 13-point lead. It's Beckley 23, Capital 10. We'll be back with the second quarter coming up next here on Video Productions.
I started this bandwagon. Everybody jumped on. Try to serve me, you're about to get dunked on. That was freestyle, fellas.
Love it. We just have a different sound.
2 words, Dunking's iced coffee.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports in the great state of West Virginia. Indoor Air is your Amana dealer for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Well, Beckley will have the first possession of the second quarter. And, Eric, what a good first quarter that was. A 23-point quarter for Beckley as they lead 23-10 as we start quarter number 2.
Yeah, and it was impressive defensively. I think that's what really got the offense going. That defense.
I think the full court pressure really made Capital really work to get the ball up the floor.
You're right. Your assessment was king because speeding them up. Capital wants to run in spots,
but not that fast.
Not that fast.
Redfern on the drive, whips a pass to Walton. Walton attacks the basket, missed it, tipped around, and come out of there with it is Harris for Capital.
That's one of those, I think, Walton, he's getting better at it. He's got to finish those. That was, right at the rim.
That was a miss by Robinson, and Walton clears the rebound for Beckley. And like I said, Beckley with his huge size advantage, the ball's knocked back out, and Beckley will reset their offense.
Quick hands by Capital because that was a wide-open shot, again, by Kobe Dillon. They're starting to lose him in transition defense.
Hawthorne on the drive into the lane, little Euro step, lays it up and in.
And that's his game. That's silky smooth right there.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Not that Hawthorne can't make the three, but he's better when he's driving to the basket.
Yeah, yep. He definitely is a slasher. He can knock down the three, but, nice backdoor.
That is. Harris gets free for the bucket for Capital. That was a great backdoor cut. In fact, last night, Parkersburg South caught Beckley sleeping a couple times on backdoor cuts just like that. Redfern for three on the far corner. It doesn't go. We got a foul on Beckley. And from the look of the face of Clary, it might be him.
They might have got Walton. Let's see who they put up. Let's look at this screen right here.
They might call Walton, and they do. But if you saw the look of the face on Clary, I thought maybe his hand was the one that got caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah, I think Clary was like wondering, are they going to call it on me?
Well, he's like, if they call it on Walton, that means they're going to shut the cookie jar, and he can't get his hand in there, right?
That's correct.
So here comes Capital on the attack. But Beckley is their defense, like I said, that's really and I think you would agree with this, Eric, as far as when we get into postseason play, that was a really difficult shot that time for Hines. But I think the defense is, as far as Beckley goes, it'll be how well they do defensively as Kobe Dillon dials it up for three.
What an assist by Hawthorne. What an assist by Hawthorne, though.
I think Beckley will go as far as their defense will carry him.
Oh, yeah, got it. Got to defend without fouling. Early in the season, they fouled a lot.
We got a whistle, and the referee's standing right in front of me. I'm not
Timeout,
sure what we got.
tie the shoe. Let's get the replay on this assist right here, the three, Maris. A good job by Hawthorne getting in, but look how Kobe Dillon slides to the open spot.
The spacing.
The spacing on that was great.
And Kobe Dillon, spot-up shooter, able to knock it right down the chute. So now they've got the players got the shoe tied, and Capital will inbound side out across the way.
Zy Hawthorne knows how to play the switch and everything. That was just another good defensive set.
Yeah, there's Likens dialing up a three. It won't go. Beckley quickly gets the ball up the front court. Redfern will dial it up for a three. Doesn't go. Bounced around. Walton with the offensive rebound. Puts it back up. He couldn't get it to go. Got it, and then he has it stripped. Boy, point blank, right there at point blank, Eric, and Walton couldn't knock it down.
Does a great job of corralling the rebound, but not able to finish.
And as quick as Capital is, you bring the ball down, they're going to snatch it from you like that.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't do. You make yourself so much smaller. Bringing the rebound low.
And here's a steal by Beckley. Hawthorne in the open floor will pull up, a little short shot, rattles it in.
He got the roll there, but I'd like to see him use the glass off of that little pull-up. You know, I'm all about that. Larry Bird used the backboard.
Biggest lead of the game right here for Beckley. But Beckley has looked sharp and, you know, no letdown, not being flat at all after that big win last night. Here's a 16-footer straight away is good. That's a nice-looking shot by Robinson. I beg your pardon, by Hines.
Yes. His 4th point.
Yeah, Hines came in averaging 12 a game down low. Walton with the easy bucket. Nazir King will be inserted into the Beckley lineup on the next dead ball. Here's a 3 from the near corner. Right down the chute, a splash down. That's a good-looking shot that time by Bennett. Bennett's a good-looking player.
Yeah, he has 9 of the
17. Clary draws the foul and will get to the line.
Hey, Clary with the great rebound. Yeah, let's check out this little general instant replay. Maris on the 3. Spotting up in the corner is Bennett. Knocks it down.
So Preston Clary, I sold him short last night, and I have to apologize to him. And here's where I sold him short at. I misquoted his free throw percentage, and I didn't jinx him on that. I said he was at 74%. He's an 86% free throw shooter, so I totally apologize for that.
And as good as they shoot, he is the best free throw shooting percentage on the team.
Because Kobe Dillon had been, because Kobe Dillon shot up near 90, and I don't expect anybody to be able to shoot 90% for the entire year. But and he calmly knocks them both down. So
well, that's 24 straight.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Dating back to last night.
And you know what, Eric? I will say this. Is all the years that I covered Beckley basketball for 31 years on radio, I don't ever recall, and if it happened, I don't ever remember where Beckley made that many straight consecutive free throws all the years that I've done games on radio.
You doubled up my years, and I've been doing a few games with you and watched a bunch. I don't think I've seen 24 straight. I could be wrong, but
I mean, and I know Beckley had a lot of great players and a lot of great foul shooters, but I don't ever recall that. Here's Capital on the move. The ball was kicked. It was kicked. So Beckley's doubled them up. Football score 34-17. 3.5 to go till halftime. As Drew Fitzwater will check back into the Beckley lineup. I think the referee said, I think they need our help refereeing the game, Eric.
No, he actually said
I know what he said. I was only kidding. I knew what he said. Yeah. We're going to help him whether they ask us or not, right?
That's great.
I knew exactly what he said.
Well, there's a big scene.
There is. It's like the old Boston Garden. You could put like quarters in the cracks of the floor. Bennett with it now. He's had the hot hand for Capital. Nowhere to go, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cougars.
Well, I'll tell you, the refs are really letting them play. That could have been maybe a foul on King on that baseline, but just nowhere to go with the ball.
You know, look at that. We've only had 2 fouls in this quarter, 1 on each team. And I like the way the referee's letting them play.
Let them play.
And I hope that's the case moving into the postseason next week, because they've let them play throughout the regular season, and I hope the same type of officiating goes through the section, the region, on into the state tournament. And that's a good job by King. Yes,
good
jumping
hedge.
out on the ball. Yep.
Yes.
We're under 3 minutes for the half. You know, Likens with the ball now that shoots a 3. He's averaging 13, but he's not got on track as he misses his second 3 ball. And back the other way comes Beckley. Redfern on the drive. Nice pass to King and a nice finish.
Zero King with his eighth point.
And those are the things I talked about, Eric, about where I think Elijah Redfern's got much better. Maybe a year ago he might have shot that. This time he finds a wide-open King for the layup.
And I think, and we both touched on it, I think, supporting cast as they do it.
Barclay rains a 3. That's a good-looking shot.
Yes, second 3 of the quarter for.
Barclay entered the game at 9 points a game. Redfern on the drive. Nice pass down low to Fitzwater, and Fitzwater with the finish.
Well, I tell you, Elijah Redfern's just driving by, dropping dimes on on this Capital team.
And that makes this Beckley team so much better. As Harris dials up a three, it won't go. Ball's out of bounds. It'll go off of Capital over to Beckley.
Yeah, and right here, if we can see on the Chick-fil-A instant replay, getting into the paint is Redfern. Nice no-look, easy layup by
And the
Fitzwater.
Beckley bigs are helping them out, catching the ball, two hands and going up and laying it in.
Yeah, not fumbling around.
Right, not letting the ball go between their hands. Right.
Catch it and shoot it. You get a lot more confidence in people that catch your passes.
Well, that's
score.
right. And they get the ball down low to King. King, little turnaround, front of the rim, no good. Fitzwater draws the foul, and he'll get to the line. And once again, Beckley, really imposing their will with the size that they have. It's really hard for Capital to match up.
Yeah, it really is. And good recognition by, Beckley offensively, really trying to take advantage. They ran the play to get it into the post right there.
So Drew Fitzwater will be at the free throw line to shoot a pair. And the first one is good, and that is now what, 20? How many in a row? 25 straight free throws that Beckley has made. And I don't want to jinx any player, so we'll just let it play out.
The thing is, he doesn't know.
Well, I know, but none of the other players don't know that when we ever say, and there goes the streak. See, Eric, now that's on Eric. Eric, you jinxed it.
I did.
If you'd have just left it alone, he'd have made that one, right?
Anything, yeah. 25 out of 26.
19-point advantage. This is the largest lead of the game right here. Postseason for both of these teams will be on Tuesday. Beckley will be here. We'll have it on video productions. They'll take on Oak Hill, 7:30 tip. Capital will be on the road at the Community Center at South Charleston. Both of those are elimination games in the opening round of the section. Here's Barclay dialing it up. Good-looking shot, back iron. Nice rebound that time by Capital. That time was Harris, and Harris stepped out of bounds.
Yes.
Yep. So 19-point lead. Beckley had a 23-point first quarter, led 23-10 at the end of one. Coming up under a minute here left in the first half. Here's Redfern on the drive, gets right to the rim, draws the foul, will get to the line. That's a really good hard take by Elijah Redfern right to the basket.
Yeah, good hard take, and he came down kind of awkward.
And he'll step up to the line, will Redfern. So Beckley's made 24 of their last 25 free throws dating back to last night.
25 of 26.
I beg your pardon, 25 of 26. I definitely don't want to sell the team short on that.
That's correct.
And I'm not even sure if any of the coaches are even really aware of that. I mean, they know that they've shot free throws really good. They may not know they've shot it that good. And Redfern, a rare miss. So maybe we need to quit talking about it, Eric, because that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens. Hey, but breed. When you make them, it breeds making them. And when you miss one, it's contagious as well.
So Beckley, after making 25 in a row, they missed 2 of their last 3. And Redfern will dial this one up and knock it down. And Beckley has doubled them up. Biggest lead of the game right here at 20. Final 45 seconds of the half. Coming up at halftime, we will recap the first half. We'll go inside the numbers. Bennett, they double team him. He's picked up his dribble. Nice drive, and this swatted away by Fitzwater. Fitzwater with a nice play as he blocks Hines. Redfern will have the ball slip out of his hands. He thought he was fouled. No whistle. Back the other way. Nice take. And it's missed, but a good follow again by Hines for the bucket. Last shot time in the half. Clary all the way to the basket, puts his shot up, partially blocked, and that's how the half will end. And at halftime, it's Beckley 40, Capital 22. We'll take a break. We will come back. We'll recap the first half. We'll go inside the numbers, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Unlike Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford, Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, A.B. Andrew Bolin producing and directing tonight. Jackie Moon on camera. At the break, Beckley in front by 18, 40-22. Biggest lead has been 20 at 40-20. This is how it got that way, as your scoring recap is brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Great food at Cracker Barrel. Also being brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you need a plumber, the only number you need to know is 304-253-HELP. Well, Beckley got the first bucket. Capital then tied the game at 2. Then Beckley went on a little run to go up 13-2. Actually, it was a 9-0 run to go 13-2. Beckley extended their lead to 15-6, and then Beckley led 23-10 at the end of 1. Beckley extended their lead to 30-12. Beckley had doubled them up at 34-17. The biggest lead, as I mentioned earlier, was 20 at 40-20, and now at halftime, the lead is 18, 40-22. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go inside the numbers with Eric, and we'll do it on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state Senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 2723 Old Bluefield Road in Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. At the break, Beckley up 18, 40-22. We're going to go inside the numbers, and inside the numbers of the first half, brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor. If you are planning to retire, or if you're still working and you need a financial advisor, you can dial up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Well, Eric, you have the numbers of the first half.
Yeah, Maris, the numbers bear out the score. A lot of balance for Beckley. Of their 40 points, they're being led tonight by Kobe Dillon, who has 9 and on 3 long balls. Nazir King has 8. Really played with a lot of energy after coming off I'll say a terrible game last night for him, and he bounced back here on senior night. Preston Clary has 7 points. Elijah Redfern has 5, but the magnitude of how he's played is not reflected in his points. So I guarantee he has 7 or 8 assists on most of the buckets that have been scored by Beckley. Drew Fitzwater has 3, Jalen Walton 4, and Isaiah Hawthorne 4. So a lot of people getting in the scoring column.
And I think that's important, not just for Beckley, but any team. The more people you can involve, the more time you can spread the wealth around, the better team you become.
Yeah, they looked a lot more fluid.
More engaged.
More engaged, everyone. On the flip side for Capital, only 22 points, but a stellar first half by Elijah Bennett, who has 9 of the 22 points. Tayshawn Hines has 6. Grant Barclay has 3, and Cam Harris has 2, and David Robinson Jr. has 2. But their leading scorer coming into the game was Lyons, right? Keon Lyons.
The leading scorer,
Likens,
was Bennett at 16 a game.
Okay, but
Likens was the second leading scorer at 13 a game.
0 points in that first half.
Right.
That's one thing you can't have on
That's
the road.
what I'm saying. He missed a couple of threes. He just has never
gotten to the flow of the game.
of it. And I think Beckley's defense has had a lot to do with it.
A lot to do with it has been defense and transition in the half court. And Beckley, after going 20 of 20 from the line last night, 6 of 8 from the from free throw line in the first half, and knocked down 4 3-pointers.
Yeah, the pressure that Beckley put out here on Capital to start the game. Like I said, we knew Capital wanted to play fast, but they didn't want to play that fast, and Beckley was able to speed them up. And another thing, too, we talked about on top, Beckley's height advantage. They got a huge height advantage, and I think between King and then you had Walton, and then you had later in the half Fitzwater, all 3 Beckley bigs were able to do some damage down low.
Yeah, and you said something that rang true is they caught the passes and knew what to do with them. And here moving forward, if they can get 4 to 6 points out of each one of those bigs, that'll be a tough team to beat, a tough out.
All right, we'll take our final break, come back, get you ready for the second half. Beckley leads 40-22. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, grab me one too.
Mid-State Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Mid-State Ford, Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
All right, we're good. And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, A.B. Andrew Boland, directing and producing, Jackie Moon on camera. Capital will have the first possession of the second half, Eric, 18-point Beckley lead. And when we get a minute, you have some scores of some other games that the postseason started tonight for some teams.
Yeah, and the elimination game, too.
So we'll give you those scores here directly as we see what Capital can do on their first possession of the second half.
Oh, man, got away with a travel there.
Perhaps. Here's a three dialed up. That's short. That three was dialed up by Hines, and it's out of bounds. Now we got a minute, Eric. You have some scores.
Yeah, and New Richmond, Wyoming East was able to hold off. West Side beat them 50-27.
So with that win, Wyoming East will advance to play the winner of Bluefield and Summers County, and West Side has been eliminated.
Yeah, now, I mean, that's two quality ball teams going at it, and sad to see West Side's season end so early, but
here's Kobe Dillon for a three. Got it, a splashdown. And Beckley with his biggest lead of the ball game here at 21. And once again, Beckley showing that full court pressure. And there's a nice take right down the center of all the Beckley players, and a nice finish by Bennett. And, Eric, I think overall Bennett has been Capital's best player up to this point.
Yeah, that was lightning quick. Oh, I thought that was going to be a turnover.
Walton into the lane, nice pass to King, and King able to finish. And that's what we talked about, Eric, the Beckley bigs, no matter who's throwing them the ball, be able to catch and finish.
That puts King in the double figures on a nice assist by Jalen Walton.
Here's Bennett right down the lane again, trying to split two defenders. They'll call a held ball. The arrow will turn it over to Beckley.
Yeah.
We'll watch this replay.
Okay, I think this is the three by Kobe.
Oh, the three,
Kobe
yep.
Dillon.
Kobe
yes.
Dillon, the splash down. Right down the chute. Hawthorne this time throws it away.
Bounce pass was sneaked right through there.
Bennett on the move. Here's a three. That's no good by Likens. He just has not been able to get untracked.
Yeah, just
Likens entered the game. Yeah, 13-point score. Is Hawthorne able to finish on the other end? Beckley had doubled them up 34-17. They doubled them up 40-20. And they've almost doubled them up here at 47-24.
It just seems like the defense has really stifled Capital, not being able to get any offensive flow going.
Yeah, whether it be in the half-court game, and Capital's there's a tough shot, and try to elevate over Kobe Dillon. That shot does not go by Hines, and here comes Beckley with it. Redfern shaking and baking, gets into the lane, a little pull-up. It's short as Hines will clear the rebound for Capital. Hines races down the floor, attacks the rim, and lays it up and in.
Well, that's the coaching staff for Beckley's not going to like that.
No, will not be happy with that.
That is just an easy, direct drive to the bucket.
We'll able to get the rebound, go coast to coast, and like you said, get right to the rim. Redfern will throw it away. He got caught up in the air, look, Eric, and then he realized he really had no one to throw it to.
Yeah, on that. Let's watch the replay on this last drive by Capital. I mean, that's –
yes. That's a beautiful play.
Hey, they call that Olay defense right there.
or no defense right there, right?
Olay, let the bull go
by.
Right.
All right, well, they got to find the ball. I don't know. The ball might have rolled all the way back to Charleston, right? In this building, you never know.
Well, I see a whole rack of them over there.
Well, that's true.
We're not hurting for balls.
Assistant coach, that's what Eric Dillon, Kobe's father.
That's right.
He was getting up, walking to the ball rack. Look, the heck with that. Don't even look for that. We got, like you said, we got a whole rack of basketball.
A whole rack over there, Bears, right?
Beckley with the steal. Kobe Dillon has it. Nice feed to King, and King will be able to score.
12
Once
points.
again, the defense becoming the offense.
Yeah, so after the turnover does not hurt him, Beckley, because they turned Capital back over.
And he got a bucket out of it. There's a drive into the lane. Walton will commit the foul. He came down.
And I think he knew if he stayed straight up,
they wouldn't have called it.
I don't think they. And he still blocks the shot.
Well, you're right, because they wouldn't have called it because it wouldn't have been a foul. But when he swatted down,
it wasn't the ball he got. He ended up catching the player.
So Robinson will get to the line and he will shoot 2.
And this is only the third free throw try of the night, as they're 0 for 2.
So Capital has yet to make a free throw. And David Robinson Jr. will now shoot the back end of this 2-shot opportunity. Second free throw is good. He gets 1 of 2. And now Capital trying to put some pressure on Beckley. Hawthorne an open 3 on its way. Good! Right down the chute for Hawthorne.
And Hawthorne knocking right on double figures door, Maris. That's his 9th point.
Barclay will answer back the other way for Capital.
Barclay strokes his second three-pointer.
Barclay came in averaging 9. Here's King down low. The shot is short. Harris clears the rebound for Capital. And then King perhaps got away with a foul. Here's Barclay on the drive. Backs King in. King fouled him for sure.
Well, he didn't get away with that foul.
No. No, that was the one thing you might get away with a push at midcourt. You're not going to get away with a foul when a guy's taking the ball to the basket. And you clearly got him on the arm.
Clearly got him. That's the second foul of the quarter for Beckley as they send Grant Barclay to the line, who's knocked down 2 3-pointers, has 6 points.
So Barclay will shoot a pair, and I'm not sure what we got another discussion at the scorers table. And I said another. We had a discussion last night about which player was fouled as Barclay makes the first one.
I think the discussion has to do with the floor.
It may. The first free throw was good, and there's going to be a timeout.
I think they're going to try to maybe look at the floor, or did Capital take that timeout?
Well, Capital took the timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. While we got a minute, we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, you're a man, a dealer. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports in the great state of West Virginia. You can call up Indoor Air at 304-890-2212. Yeah, I think that was just going to be just a Capital timeout. There was some discussion with the official Greg Fournette over at the scores table. Not really sure what that was all about. But Grant Barclay, he knocked down the first free throw, and he will come back and he'll shoot another one. But, Eric, when I look at Capital's roster, they have one senior. Likens is the only senior that they have. They have a very young core. I take that back. Hines is a senior. Likens is a senior. So they have 2 seniors, but they have a very young core of good players.
Yeah, they're going to be a team to deal with. Just got to get a little size, but
here's Redfern down the lane, and he thought he was fouled, and he was.
Yeah, he's going to the free throw line. That was a good hard take by Elijah Redfern.
And it'll be 2 shots for Elijah Redfern as Preston Clary will check into the Beckley lineup after this free throw.
And that was whistled on David Robinson. That'll be his second. The team's first of the third.
That's one thing, Eric. We have not had a lot of total fouls between the 2 teams in this game.
Yeah, it's been. Hey, this is like you said, a veteran crew, and they call the game the way it's supposed to be called.
Redfern at the free throw line, and the first free throw is no good. Uncharacteristic, he's missed 2 free throws tonight, is also Drew Fitzwater checks into the Beckley lineup as well. So, that's the one thing. Elijah Redfern has always really been very steady at the free throw line, not just this season, but his entire career, and he's missed 2 here tonight.
Yeah, they have him shooting around 76% a clip, and that's down usually for him.
Yeah, because he was up in the high 80s last year as he makes the second one. And last night, what'd you say, he made, 14 of 14?
14 of 14. Needed all 14 of those.
So he makes 1 of 2 here. And we're coming up on the halfway point of the third quarter as Hawthorne gets a steal. Hawthorne to Kobe Dillon for the easy lay-in. Yeah, there's probably very few times where Kobe Dillon gets that easy of a shot, a 2-pointer, and got a reach-in foul on Beckley. And if it's on Hawthorne, and it might be, that'll be number 3. As the official goes to record the foul, and it is on Hawthorne. That's his 3rd. There's now the official going to the scorers table. 3.5 to go here in the third. Not really sure what this is about. Maybe something wrong with the clock. The one thing, Eric, I have noticed in all the games we've done here, at times there's been an issue with the clock, and now they put the time to 3:41. So apparently that was a clock issue there. So out of that discussion, Capital had possession of the ball. It was a Beckley foul. As I mentioned, the third foul on Hawthorne. And that's a little jump stop that maybe Bennett got away with the travel, but he missed the shot. Kobe Dillon for three. It's short. No. It hit all over the iron, and then it goes.
That's called a shooter's roll.
That's called living well. The basketball gods are with you.
17.
And Dillon almost had a steal there.
Kobe Dillon. It's close to 10, right? Yeah, they got it over.
You know, maybe that's why Beckley didn't want, as they knocked it out of bounds, when the ball went behind us, and Kobe's father, Eric, was going to go to the rack and say, the heck with that ball, just use one of these. Maybe that's why Kobe said, no, I like the one we're playing with. Let's just keep that one. So 3 minutes left here in the third, and Beckley has opened up the lead. So a far different game from the way they played in January when Beckley won by 2. There's Bennett into the lane. The shot doesn't go. And good hustle that time by Hines to keep the possession for Capital. Barclay for 3. It looks good, a little strong, and Redfern comes out of there with it. We have when Barclay, when he lined it up, it looked like that was going to go down, but he shot it a little strong. As Redfern drives into the lane, tacks the basket, and doesn't get it to go, but he does draw the foul, and he'll get to the line.
Yeah, nice strong take, and just the defense. I can't speak enough on this Beckley defense.
Well, like I
said,
said,
you said it. They need to bottle this up. They all look engaged, all in tune, talking and really playing.
Beckley, I think, is the postseason begins on Tuesday, and I say this all the time, and I think it's so true on any level in any sports. Your best players have to be your best players, and you have to take it to another level. And I think as Redfern misses his third free throw tonight, but I will say this, I think Beckley will go as far in the tournament as their defense will carry them.
Well, defense and rebounding.
Well, and that's a part of their defense by getting the stops and then get a true stop by having to miss and getting the rebound.
Yeah, keeping them to one and done. You're correct.
Of course, Beckley's postseason run, they need 6 to win the whole thing, 3 to get to Charleston, and they'll start with Oak Hill on Tuesday, and we'll have that game at 7:30. Capital will be on the road at South Charleston on Tuesday. Both of those are elimination games. And Capital and South Charleston will be at the Community Center in South Charleston. Barclay dials up a 3 and knocks it down. Barclay, a 3 ball. He's got a nice-looking stroke.
Yeah, he's into double figures now because that's 3 3-pointers and 1 of 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, he came in averaging 9. He's got 10. Redfern, nice drive to the basket. He just couldn't get it to go down. Back the other way, Capital on a fast break. There's Barclay with the finish.
Yeah, tough night for Redfern as far as scoring but he's made
Kobe
a lot of great
Dillon
assists.
for 3. It doesn't go. Fitzwater with the putback. It won't go. And it's going to be a Beckley foul, and I think a little frustration as Fitzwater had the offensive rebound. He misses that, and then he picks up the foul.
We've seen that a lot. You get frustrated and pick up a senseless foul. So now the next foul, Capital will be shooting 2
in this quarter, and there's 1:55 left in it. So Redfern's going to get a break and come out of the ball game. Here's Bennett with it. New player for Capital into the ball game. And that's Storm Carter Brown. And here's Bennett into the lane. The shot won't go. It's tipped around. Fitzwater comes out of there with it. Hawthorne on the move. Clary for 3 on the near corner. It won't go. Long rebounds out to Capital. Barclay ahead of the field. He'll catch it and not able to finish. And Carter had the rebound, and he throws it away.
Beckley may have numbers here on this break.
Hawthorne pulls up 15-footer. Back iron won't go. Harris with the rebound for Capital.
I like the decision, though.
Yep. Long pass, and the bucket is good. Nice job by Bennett. Bennett's had a good, solid game for Capital.
13 points for Bennett.
Final minute of the third. Hawthorne on a drive finds Fitzwater, and he's able to score. That's a great play by Hawthorne on the penetration, and just a nice, nifty pass to Fitzwater. Fitzwater able to shoot, catch, and score. There's a 3-ball from the near corner. Fitzwater gets the rebound. That shot was put up by Storm Carter-Brown. Kobe Dillon steps inside the three-point line. He was too close. Walton with the offensive rebound to put back.
That is a nice rebound by Walton, cleaning that up. Walton has 6 points.
Final 15 seconds of the third. Last shot time for Capital. I don't know if they know the clock. Barclay knows the clock, and he'll dial up a three. It doesn't go, and that's how the quarter will end. At the end of three, Beckley in total control. It's Beckley 63, Capital 39. Back for the fourth quarter coming up next here on Video Productions.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
As you can see, the Beckley cheerleaders out there doing their thing, and Beckley leading 63-39. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store locations in Princeton and Beckley. And you know, Eric, in the first meeting between these two teams, Beckley beat Capital 63-61. Beckley now has 63 through three quarters.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was getting a text about the
an update
West
on
Side
the
game. Yes. Yeah, but you're right. And you know the key, and I think Redfern may look at his points right now, but I think his floor game, the way he's playing the point guard, it makes the whole team better, getting everyone involved early.
Well, I would say this, and I know you'll agree, and I know Elijah Redfern, if he was sitting here between us, if you'd score 15 and win, that's better than scoring 30 and losing.
What I'm saying is he's assisted on over half of the buckets.
That's what I'm saying. And I think he's such a mature player. I don't think he really worries about what he scores as long as they win. And that's the whole key to everything.
Yeah, that is the key.
You know, if Beckley would get upset Tuesday at Oak Hill and Redfern would score 40, but his career would be over, I think that would be a bad night for him.
This version, the last two-night version of this Beckley team has
been really good. Wild-looking shot by Ken Likens, and he's just never got on track for Capital. But Eric, with all the inconsistency as Clary dials up a three and hits, I think the thing that any coach looks for, peaks and valleys throughout the course of the season. And I think Beckley may have hit their stride coming down the stretch at the most important time, down to the end of the season into postseason.
Yeah, and just this Capital, we talked about a lot of near misses. Beckley had a couple of close calls where they, without Elijah Redfern, where they could have knocked off some teams.
Kobe Dillon, the three's not there. Fitzwater, the putback is. And Capital right now, they're going to continue to play hard, and this could be a dangerous team. But right now, Beckley has really been able to create a lot of distance between them.
Yeah, defense and just the size advantage is really and turning them over right on cue.
Well, I think the way that Beckley's defense from the very beginning, a little floater for Hawthorne in the lane.
That's just so silky smooth and under control. Right there by Zion.
Beckley had a 23-point first quarter, led 23-10, and Beckley really turned it up defensively, and they've really never looked back. Beckley's led wire to wire. Here's a shot from the corner, doesn't go for Capital. Fitzwater clears the rebound. Redfern ready to check back in on the next dead ball for Beckley. Capital will also send in a couple of players. It's Kobe Dillon for 3. Rattles it in from the far corner.
Well, the last 2 uncontested shots he missed. He needed someone closing out for him to knock it down then, and that's his 6th three-point make of the night.
So that's 18 from just 3-pointers, and he gets a steal. Kobe Dillon going coast to coast. He'll go in, lay it in with a left hand and score.
High off the glass, Kobe with the steal. Leads the team in steals.
Yeah, right now Beckley has started this quarter on a 12-0 run. And the game failed, and the game wasn't in doubt anyway, but now it's definitely not, as Beckley scores the first 12 here of the fourth quarter. Here's a 3 by Likens, and he finally gets one to go, and Capital wants a timeout.
Likens' first points of the contest.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it here and tell you that tonight's broadcast has been brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company offers a no-premium, no-deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Apply for a job with Infinity Coal. You can apply online at the Facebook page at United Coal Company, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located on Independence Road in Sophia. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Leisure Lanes has futuristic bowling every Friday and Saturday night from 10 o'clock to midnight. You can reserve your lane by dialing up 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, just a few ticks over 5 minutes remaining in the regular season, and then you can wipe everything clean, right? At least the record clean, as Beckley will start their postseason here Tuesday night. We'll have it against Oak Hill. Capital will be on the road at the South Charleston Community Center against the Black Eagles.
Yeah, and both teams just gearing up, need to finish strong here. If you're Capital, you want to get something positive going here in this last 5 minutes, something to carry over into practice whenever you practice Saturday or Monday, and really get focused on taking on South Charleston. And Beckley, if you're Beckley, you want to finish strong and complete this great 2 nights of basketball here.
Yeah, and I'm sure Beckley in tomorrow's practice and on Monday's practice, as they prepare for Tuesday night, as Redfern will draw the foul and get the basket, and he'll try to polish off a 3-point play. But as good as Beckley has been on the offensive end and spread it around, as A.J. Thomas will get set to check in, like we talked about, it's the defense. And if Beckley can continue to play the kind of defense they played the last 2 nights, because I thought they were able to speed up Parkersburg South last night, and definitely able to speed up Capital here tonight.
Yeah, and they really did, as Zion Hawthorne gets out and played a great floor game, and A.J. Thomas will check in.
Well, they've got to wait till after the free throw. So he can't check in yet.
Yeah, you have to shoot. Yeah, it's a.
You got to wait till. So if he misses, they won't be able to get him in the game. Right. But if he makes it, then A.J. Thomas will be able to check into the game. Redfern, and he completes the 3-point play. So Elijah Redfern will come out of the game, and his night's probably done. I don't see any reason why they would really have to put him back in the game with the lead they have. So A.J. Thomas checks into the Beckley lineup. And we're coming up on the final 4.5 minutes of the game. Likens will dial it up for 3, and like I said, it just has not been his night. He normally gets you 13 a game, and he just had a tough night as Barclay gets a steal. Barclay, nice spin, puts up the shot over Fitzwater, doesn't go, and King clears the rebound. That was a nice take.
I was going to say, nice take, yeah. Just not able to finish.
Thomas passes the ball inside to Clary. Here's Hawthorne with it. Clary will dial it up for 3. It is good. Right down the chute.
And Preston Clary has been shooting that basketball with a lot of confidence lately.
Back the other way, a 3 is good by Hines. Down the lane, tacks the rim. Hawthorne no good. Fitzwater with the putback, won't go. Ball's knocked around and tipped around, and Capital comes out of there with it. Here's Bennett on the trail. Hines into the lane. Barclay for three. Good-looking shot, and he knocks it down. Another three ball. Yeah, Barclay's a good-looking player.
Yeah, that's 9 points in the quarter for Capital, all on the three-point shots.
Here's Clary. He'll dial up another three and hit.
Boy, that once you make one, that bucket's getting big for Clary because he's draining them now.
Got a new player into the ball game. Owen Gunner into the ball game. Owen Gunther will check in for Beckley. Final 3 minutes of this one. Beckley's led from the opening tip. So Eric Beckley's going to finish their regular season at 12-9. Capital's going to finish at 5-14. Barkley for three. It's in and out, no good. Clary with the rebound. So Beckley got 21 games in. The only one, the game got postponed against, rolling timeout. The game that got postponed with Cabell Midland was not able to be made up. So we're going to need our sheet. We got a lot of new players into the ball game.
We got Lucas Rainey coming in for Beckley.
Javante Wines in for Beckley.
And Mickey coming in for Beckley. That will be Braylon Mickey. And we get a turnover by Mickey.
Yeah. I'm looking. Am I missing him or do I not see him? I know you know. Yeah, he's on here.
Right there.
I beg your pardon.
32.
I have to use my 20/20 vision, don't I? Well, the one thing about it, they're not a numerical number. That's okay. I just appreciate the assistant coach, Eric Dillon, being able to give us what he does every game.
And it's updated every time.
That's what I'm saying. I really appreciate what Eric Dillon does to help, our broadcast try to be as good as we can be. Coming up on the final 2 minutes of this one, Capital with a new player into the game. That shot is put up by Zane Lewis. And back the other way is Thomas with it. Three ball is put up. That's no good by Wines. And Capital comes out of there with it. Under two for the game. Capital with it.
Well, this is a continuation of the JV game right now.
Yep, here's a three by Capital. It doesn't go. That three was put up by Devin Hale. And here's Beckley attacking the basket. The shot doesn't go down. Battle for the loose ball, and Beckley comes out of there with it with Wines. Mickey on the drive. They cut him off, a little fall away, a little strong. Coming up on the final minute of the ball game. Ball's knocked free, and A.J. Thomas picks it up. Wines with the finish.
Good assist by A.J. Thomas as they pick up the steal.
So the final 40 seconds of this one, there's a three, doesn't go. Ball's out of bounds, and it'll be over to Beckley. That three was put up by Storm Carter-Brown.
I think Beckley might have got away with one on that one. I think that was out on.
Well, Eric, only for the yeah, that's what Cap was saying, but only for the third time this season, Beckley will score 70 or more. A.J. Thomas will shoot a three and knock it down. A.J. Thomas looked like you, Eric, back in your day, right? Too bad he didn't have a three-point line in your day. Three put up by Hale is no good. And Beckley will win this game as they've led wire to wire. And that should do it. Final score, Beckley wins it by the score of 89-48. With the win, Beckley will finish the regular season at 12-9, and Capital will fall to 5-14. We'll take a break, come back, we'll recap, and we'll do it coming up next here on Video Productions.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Dependability isn't a piece of hardware. It's peace of mind. It's the confidence you get from knowing that every time you get behind the wheel, you're in a vehicle that's capable and reliable. Dependability isn't driving just any brand. It's driving the #1 most dependable mass market brand 3 years in a row by J.D. Power. Kia, movement that inspires.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center as Beckley wins this ball game over Capital 89-48. And the scoring recap is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you need a plumber, the only number you need to know is 304-253-HELP. And also the scoring recap brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Cracker Barrel, the old country store. Well, as I mentioned, Beckley led wire to wire. They scored the first two, led 2-0. Capital tied the game at 2, and then that was it. Beckley went on a nice run from that point when the game was tied at 2. 11-0 run to take a 13-2 lead. Beckley led 23-10 at the end of the quarter. In the second quarter, Beckley had them doubled up by 17, led 34-17. They led by as many as 20 in the first half, 40-20, and they led at the break 40-22. In the second half, Beckley just started to pull away even more as they led 63-39 at the end of 3. And, you know, Beckley had 63 points at the end of 3. That's what they scored total in the first game against Capital and beating Capital in Charleston back in January. They beat them 63-61. So Beckley had 63 at the end of 3. And then in the fourth quarter was just really like what went on in the first 3 quarters as Beckley wins going away by the final score of 89-48. We'll take a break here in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. When we come back, Eric will go inside the numbers, and we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're repping the blue and gold, staying ready is key.
That's why we hit up Little General Stores, our go-to when the clock is ticking.
At LG, they're hustling to cover your daily needs, fueling you both on and off the court.
From the finest snacks to a team that's always ready to assist, Little General Stores is the ultimate stop.
You can rest easy knowing LG has all your essentials.
Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Find out more at lgstores.com.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Final score, Beckley defeats Capital 89-48. So the regular season has come to an end. Beckley will finish the regular year at 12-9. Capital will fall to 5-14. We're going to go inside the numbers of this big Beckley win. Inside the numbers are brought to you by Edward Jones, financial advisor. You can call up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Also, inside the numbers are brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air, you're a Amana dealer. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of sports throughout the great state of West Virginia for all your heating and cooling needs. You can dial up Indoor Air 304-890-2212, your Amana dealer. Well, Eric, you have all the numbers of this big Beckley victory.
Okay, once again, Beckley, the final score, Beckley 89, Capital 48. This is a stat I'm going to give you that is pretty emphatic, and it'll show you the dominance that Beckley had. Capital made 19 total field goals, 12 twos and 7 threes. Beckley made 12 three-point shots. So they only had 5 less three-point shots makes than Capital did in all the field goals. And Capital was led tonight by a great effort by Grant Barclay. He shot the ball really well, Maris. He had 15 points. He knocked down 4 threes. Elijah Bennett had 13, and another double-figure score for Capital was Tayshawn Hines with 11 points. For Beckley on the night, they had a lot of balance. They had 5 players getting to double figures, led by Kobe Dillon with 22. He had 6 threes and 2 two-point buckets. Coming in as Preston Clary shot the ball really well tonight. He had 4 threes and had 16 points and was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Nazir King had 12 points. Elijah Redfern, 10 points, and Zion Hawthorne, 11 points. And the bench players came in and gave a lot of great minutes tonight. Drew Fitzwater had 7, and Jalen Walton had 6 points, but he did a lot of work on the glass. And Beckley cooled off a little bit at the free throw line tonight and still shot right at 70%, making 9 of 13 at the
So you consider they made 20 of 20 last night and 9 more out of 13 tonight. That's not bad.
That is not bad. You'll take that anytime.
In a 2-game stretch, if my math is correct, that's 29 out of 33?
Yep, 29 out of 33.
Yeah, and I think anybody would take that. All right, we'll take one final break, and then we'll put a wrap on the regular season. Beckley wins going away. They led wire to wire. They beat Capital 89-48. We'll be right back here in the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show with one final break, and we'll do it on the other side of this commercial break here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Well, it's time to wrap up the regular season, and Beckley did that in a very big way with the victory over Capital tonight, Eric, 89-48. First of all, Capital, they are 5-14. Of course, next week everybody's 0-0. Your thoughts on Capital as they prepare for postseason play? They'll be at South Charleston on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I mean, Capital came in here. They have a young team, as you stated, and they played their hearts out, and they just need to get this one out of their mind. And they've split the series with South Charleston, so they already know they can go down and get a win. So just get focused on the postseason now. And
I know it's only been 2 games for Beckley, but I thought last night and tonight are the best 2 games that Beckley's put together back-to-back, in which games that I have seen. It was a big win against Huntington and a big win against Bluefield earlier in the year, but I thought the biggest win perhaps in the last 3 years was the win last night, and Beckley did not have a letdown in any way as they led wire to wire. So, Eric, Beckley finishes the regular year 12-9. Beckley 0-0. They'll take on Oak Hill, a team they beat twice in the regular season. They'll have them here at home on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and they'll be ready. And what better way to start off the first round of sectionals with a rivalry game, and they'll have zero trouble getting up for that contest.
Yeah, the first meeting was here in this building, and I know Elijah Redfern didn't play, but I felt late in the game if Oak Hill would have made a layup, they would have beaten Beckley. Beckley able to win that game by 2, and then a little different story when they played here about 3 weeks ago when they played at Oak Hill. But anyway, Eric and I, that'll be our next game. We'll have it for you. We'll be on the air at 7:05. We'll tip the game at 7:30. It's an elimination game. It's Beckley and Oak Hill, and we'll have that on video production. So for our entire crew here, we appreciate all the hard work as AB Andrew Boland produced and direct. Jackie Moon on camera. For my partner Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry repeating the final score. Beckley beats Capital 89-48.